With only a few hundred kilometers left in Ecuador, I had to get lost in the mountains just one more time. I knew the final stretch would be beautiful, remote, and challenging, but it turns out I got far more than I bargained for.
I don't think I've ever seen a road that's been turned into this much of a river. Actually, I'm more inclined to think it's a river that's been turned into a road. It's times like these where I'm so grateful I travel with a bicycle. You know, a massive storm rolls in, it changes the road conditions entirely. And because a human and bicycle is so agile, it means I can keep going to where I want to go. I think the only way to travel that's just as agile is on a horse, but then again, I've climbed some fences that you couldn't get a horse over. Doesn't get much better than this, folks. It's a beautiful road. There's a lovely view. It's nice and still, it's sunny. It's just me and the animals. This is why I travel with a bicycle. I found this cute little blue bird drowning in the water. And he seemed like he was coming okay, but he's just died in my hands. So I'll have to put him somewhere nice. This is one of the most iconic sections of the Trans-Ecuador. It's basically a water channel that goes across a little canyon, and you have to push your bike across it. The road today is particularly difficult. The gradient isn't crazy by Ecuadorian standards, but there's lots of fist-sized rocks everywhere, so maintaining speed and traction requires a lot of concentration and a lot more power. This is one of the hardest sections of the Trans-Ecuador. As you can see, the grass is about as tall as my bike and it's as thick as buggery, so it's making it quite difficult to get through here. If I had my time again, I'd definitely skip the northernmost section of the Trans-Ecuador single track. The percentage of tussock grass is just way too high, so the work to reward just doesn't stack up compared to other sections. Well, this was a pretty good save. Oh, this could have been bad.
Oh yes, the past can't hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
I have a lot of problems right now. Firstly, it's getting dark and I'm on a crazy hiking trail. Secondly, I've run out of food. I actually carry about 1 day extra food with me, but I've already gone through that extra day, so I've basically got nothing. And I don't have any water. I haven't seen a stream for maybe 4 or 5 hours now. And yeah. Alright, it's fully dark now, so I think I need to stop pushing my bike now. I don't want to get injured because I can't see something properly. I need to find a flattish place to set up my tent, and I'm currently just going for a walk to try and find some water. We have water, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, one less thing to worry about. I actually had more random ingredients than I thought. So this is quinoa, pasta, lentils, and peanut butter. This is where I camped last night. It's pretty much the only flat bit of trail in the last 5 or 6 kilometers, so I was a bit lucky there. But it still isn't quite ideal because, as you can see all across here, there's been some landslides over the last few years, so it's a little bit risky, but I didn't really have many options. So glad I don't have a derailleur right now. These sticks would eat a derailleur up in about 2 seconds.
Now it's up to me. I will show the way.
This cable winch thing, I don't even know what they're called, but it's amazing. It goes all the way across to a farm on the other side of the valley. Must be 1 or 2 kilometers.
Tendency to follow personal inclinations. It's not the right path to find and guide, to find and guide in life.
Guys, I think I just stumbled across a strange new world. And I'm fairly certain it's been designed by Dr. Zeus. The plants that you see dominating the landscape are called Fraileones, or in Australian, that's Frailey Jones. But there's lots of other weird plants here too. These plants are super soft to touch. Reminds me of the plant lamb's ear.
I will show the way. My intuition was not the light, but now it's up to me.
Now what part of no do you understand? Oh, come on, I can do it. Just give me a try.
country day, so that means that Mission Colombia is accomplished. I'm getting way more stares here, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm tall, or maybe I've got something on my face, likely, or perhaps they can smell me from a distance because I haven't had a shower in 3 or 4 days. So far, it's very green and I've seen a lot of waterfalls. I think I can get used to this. I'm currently making my way to Colombia's Death Road. I've heard it's pretty rough up there, but also that it's incredibly beautiful. But I'll be the judge of that. The Colombians have been very generous to me. I just had a truck driver pass and hand out a whole bunch of bread out the window. Another truck driver handed out a massive slab of cake. And a cyclist earlier today handed me this. It's kind of passion fruit and sugar. A good cyclist snack. There aren't many places to camp around here, so last night I went up a hiking trail to find a place away from the road, but I ended up on a hiking trail that goes to a military base. Welcome to Colombia's Death Road. Apparently, by statistics, this is the most dangerous road in the country. I'm currently cycling with Mika from France, and our plan is to not die. Honestly, the road doesn't feel that dangerous. I don't think it's living up to its name. The road's often quite wide and there's guardrails for practically the whole length of it, so it's nice and cruisy.
I asked Mika if I could interview him, but given English is his third language, he was a bit shy. So Mika was backpacking around Colombia, but decided to try traveling with a bike instead. He bought a bike for $50, spent another $10 on upgrades, and even went to a welder to get a custom rack made for his hiking pack, which was another $15. It's not the ideal setup, but it's definitely fine for his 5-week trip around the south of Colombia. It's also evidence that you do not need a fancy bike to do what I do. For $75, Mika is having the exact same travel experiences as me on my many $1,000 bike. So don't let a small bank balance hold you back from going on adventures.
Burial mounds and incredible statues of San Agustin are said to be guarded by deities and mystical creatures. These stone-cut statues are between 1 and 2,000 years old and can be up to 7 meters tall. We don't know much about the people who built these sculptures. In fact, we don't even know their name. What we do know is what we can see, and that's 500 different sculptures that take form as part human and part animal, and they are placed in and around the tombs. The variety and complexity of these sculptures seems to suggest these people believed in a very complex set of mythical stories, which I look forward to listening to when humans invent the time machine. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I'm planning on buying a drone in the coming months, so if you're interested in seeing some crazy aerial footage, please consider supporting my work on Patreon or via PayPal. But don't take it from me, take it from my good friend, Johan, the bike wanderer.
That's right, support Ali on Patreon.